The White House Coronavirus Task Force issues a warning about surging cases in the South and West that could derail progress here in our area.
If we don't extinguish the outbreak, sooner or later, even ones that are doing well are going to be vulnerable to the spread.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jessica Moore.
I'm Dick Brennan. Maurice and Christine are off, and we can tell you right now that it's the first time we've heard from the Coronavirus Task Force in 2 months. While Dr. Anthony Fauci recognized the progress we've made in the tri-state area, he warned we could be at risk if cases continue to surge nationwide.
The U.S. hit another daily record and had almost the most deaths yesterday in more than 7 weeks. California, Florida, and Texas have all had major spikes, between 28 and 33,000 new cases every day in the last week. CBS 2's Aundrea Cline-Thomas has more.
Alarming spikes in coronavirus cases have made 16 southern states like Texas, Florida, and Arizona new hotspots, posing a risk to the rest of the country, including New York, that's finally on the road to recovery.
If we don't extinguish the outbreak, sooner or later, even ones that are doing well are going to be vulnerable to the spread.
Still, despite the daily case count reaching a record high of 40,000 yesterday, federal officials say this outbreak is different from 2 months ago when it caused widespread deaths. But this time, medical officials are issuing a warning to those 40 years old and younger, many of whom don't show symptoms but are believed to be most likely to spread the virus.
And thanks to the millennials who have been heeding our guidance, they have been coming forward and getting testing. And so whereas before we told them to stay home, now we are telling them to be tested.
The White House task force would not correlate the recent spike to economies reopening. Critics say too quickly. Still, for now, New Mexico is delaying lifting reopening restrictions. In Florida, patrons can no longer enjoy a drink at the bar. In Miami, wearing a face covering is mandatory. And today, the governor of Texas is limiting indoor restaurant capacity to 50% and stopping elective surgeries in 4 populous counties as a judge issued this stern warning.
Healthcare surge is not only likely, but is already in progress. This is a serious situation, and we cannot let this moment pass without action.
Hand washing, social distancing, and wearing face coverings remains the best defense. Vice President Pence was asked why the administration is not heeding its own warnings at rallies in affected states.
We're creating settings where people can choose to participate in the political process, and we'll continue to do that.
Meantime, medical professionals are sounding the alarm as hospital capacity dwindles. Fears mounting that this most recent spike is just the beginning of renewed heartache. Aundrea Cline-Thomas, CBS 2 News.
Vice President Pence and Dr. Birx will travel to Texas, Arizona, and Florida next week. They will monitor efforts to curb the spread of coronavirus on the ground.